Hello everybody, it's me, it's PokemonTripHD. Welcome back to some more Dragalia content, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing Dragonyule Defenders 2, the Dragonyule Defenders rerun new summon showcase for the year 2019. Now, this showcase, everyone knew was coming, but to be honest, I was kind of hoping for a new event with the new showcase, but it looks like they're doing it what they did with Halloween, where they just bring back the event, the previous one, and add new levels on top of the facility. And then also, of course, new showcase, which looks like they're doing. Also, I'm recording this live on Twitch, so, YouTube chat, if you want to say what's up to Twitch, and Twitch chat, if you want to say what's up to YouTube, you guys could do it. Remember, just be nice. Melora is hot. Oh, Lord. Okay, so Malora is the 5-star unit. It looks like there's only going to be one 5-star unit, and then 5-star Dragon, which is down here, Phoenix, which also leaks confirmed, question mark. I'm not really going to talk about the leaks just in case you don't want to be spoiled, but yeah. So I'm going to talk about all these. It's going to be a really theory crafty type of video, which is what this is going to be. I'm really going to theory craft in High Zodiac and what uses these two units will have. I can't really discuss the other units because the new summon showcase video is pretty trash, the one that's shared on the Twitter and also on YouTube. It's actually a pretty trash video. I don't like the new style that they're having for these videos, where it's just like a 45-second clip of only the 5 stars. They didn't even show the 4 stars. It's literally only the 5 stars, so I really don't like that. But yeah, anyways, I do want to say that a 4-star that looks like it's confirmed. I know he's not confirmed to be a 4-star, but he probably is a 4-star. Is in the back over there, right there where I'm kind of circling around. You see a Zane Freed. So Zane Freed is getting a 4-star alt. I really like Zane Freed, so I'm pretty hyped that he's getting a 4-star. Plus, Zane Freed revolves around dragoning, and I don't think we have any 4-star that revolves around dragon damage or dragoning at all. For 5 stars, we have what? Zane Freed, we have Audric, and we have Mim. I think also Galliuden, I guess, but we don't have any 4 stars that revolve around that. So hopefully we can get a light 4-star that revolves around that. To be honest, if he's light, I don't think he's going to be used, but if he's off element, maybe, we'll have to see. But yeah, Zane Freed is going to be the 4-star, so looks pretty cool. Anyways, this showcase is going to last until the 25th. This is going to be kind of a should you summon and a theory craft type of video. For the should you summon part, I'm going to say I'm going to summon because this is limited units. I'm probably not going to go in too hard, though, because I don't think any of these units will be completely vital to actually having them to complete endgame content, at least at the moment. There's no way to tell for the future, but at the moment, I don't think they're going to be 100% necessary. Also, this banner lasts until the 25th, so maybe on Christmas Day, you'll get some App Store gift cards or something, and then you can be able to pull or something. Who knows? You might want to wait till Christmas Day. We might get free pulls. We haven't had any notification of free pulls at all yet. You might want to also wait till the last day so we get information on the next banner, which is presumably going to be New Year's. So on the New Year's banner, you might want to summon for that instead, since, of course, Eyasu will be making a return, Addis as well. And new 5-star units, which we don't know what element they're going to be or anything like that, but we're getting a lot of new units, so you might want to wait for that as well. We have a Gaul coming up, we have Valentine's after that, with Gauls will continue to return, etc. But you might want to pull for these completely limited units. Who knows? You might want to wait till the last day. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say. But also, if any of these adventures or dragons are your waifu Bondo and you really want them, go for it, pull. I'm not going to stop you. Yeah, let's just discuss these. So first up is Melora, another axe. Really, side games, another axe. We had so many axes recently. We went from Holly Mim to Gala Ellie to now Melora, and I think we had some axes before that, I don't know. But another axe kind of sucks. I'm not a big fan of the axe playstyle, to be completely honest. I think axe playstyle, it's pretty simple. You just tap, that's the optimal combo. You just tap. Granted, everything you tap technically, but you know what I mean. And also, axes are kind of slow. Their SP gain is not the highest, and I think their SP gain is high, but it takes a longer time for them to charge their skills, etc., etc. All these combinations combined, I just feel like Axe is not my weapon of choice, my weapon of preference. However, she's cute, and all the axes that came out recently are cute. Holly Mim, Malora, and Gull Ellie are all insanely cute. But this is a light axe, which means her competition at the moment is actually not too much. I think all she competes with for the light axe category is actually Julieta and what's the other 4-star? Some dude, I forgot his name, probably irrelevant. Sorry, his name's Luca. Dead meme, I know. Anyways, so that's all she competes with, really. But of course, I think Melora is going to be better. They haven't released a bad unit for a while. I say bad, like bad in quotes. They haven't really released a bad unit for a long time. So I do think Melora is going to be better than both of those units. And plus, Julieta is not really that great. And I don't think either of them have curse res. Maybe Luca has curse res, Summer Luca. But I think Melora is still going to be better. Anyways, let's just discuss this. So she's an attacking unit. 'Tis I, the saint of seduction, Lady Starfall. they're really advertising like this is probably the strongest push for a waifu I have seen for a while. 'Tis I, the saint of seduction. Like, oh my god. But anyway, she looks super cute. I love Melora. I know there's actually a lot of Melora fans out there, so Melora fans, rise up. It is your time to shine. But if you're a Julieta fan, it's not a good time for you. First, Gala Ellie came out, made Summer Julieta irrelevant. And now Melora, Christmas Melora is out, which makes normal Julieta completely irrelevant. So that's a big sigh. That's a big sigh. Anyway, so Dragonyule Melora, attacking unit. Her strength is very high, especially for, an attack. Well, not for an attack, but, as an axe, in the light category, she has really high attack. Might and HP don't really matter too much. The Seductive Sniper gets a holiday glow up. Glow up? Was she young? I don't know. With her sweet voice and unmatched charm, she punishes men who who tarnish the purity of love. Make way for Lady Starfall. I have not read that before, and that's actually really entertaining. But anyways, let's talk about her skills. And again, she's a melee unit for light, which means for melee, she's going to compete as sort of a beta role in terms of High Zodiac and how that goes. Again, before I get started, I do want to say I have not played High Zodiac Master. I'm going to be speaking mainly from Expert. However, I do know from Master, it's basically the same as Expert. So anyways, let's discuss it. So her skill, Starfall Surprise, deals light damage to enemies directly ahead and reduces the defense of Shadow-attuned foes by 15% for 15 seconds. So this is actually really, really good skill. Especially if this is a 100% defense reduction and this has a low SP cost. Again, SP costs are not out yet, and that really, that's a really big hinge on whether the unit is good or not. The SP cost of their skills. Also, the damage modifiers, which again are not out yet. That's the reason a unit like Lathna really shines, because of her SP costs and her damage modifier. So we're going to have to wait to see what those are for these. There's a two straight up attacking skills, and then the first skill lowers defense and Snapchat. The first skill lowers defense, and the second skill deals more damage to enemies whose defense is lowered. So the defense is already lowered, meaning they're going to take damage, and they're going to take even more damage from her skill too. So I think she's actually going to be really good. Like I said, if that defense drop is 100%, specifically from her Mercurial Gauntlet, she's going to be really good, as well as for High Zodiac, because again, as a melee, the two, basically, what I think she's going to compete with in a melee position is either for one Galliuden or for the Yacho. I don't see her competing for the floor or the other Galliuden position, but there's a lot of things that go around it. Again, I'll talk about that in a second. Let me discuss her. Of course, code ability is normal, which is kind of surprising. We had different code ability with with Halloween Mim. But they haven't really continued that trend. Her abilities, Overdrive Punisher, that's good for Overdrive enemies, of course. Chris Res, which is, again, great for High Zodiac, that's what you want. Defense Reduced equals User Shield 2. I think this is the first ability we've had that's like this. Grants the user one use shield that nullifies damage less than 20% of the user's maximum HP upon successfully reducing an enemy's defense. After activating, this ability will not activate again for 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Wow, that's a real long time. I don't think it's even possible to charge your skill in 5 seconds. Maybe with like an Akasha skill, skill zone up or something. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, these abilities are pretty good. Her third ability is kind of trash, but the first ability, Overdrive Punisher, is good. But again, Overdrive Punisher, you can only take advantage of an Overdrive, obviously. And it's honestly, the units that have Overdrive Punisher that I can think of off the top of my head are not really that great of units. Like, I can't think of a tier 1 unit that has Overdrive Punisher off the top of my head, so that's kind of worrying. I do think that she's going to be mainly a support unit. In the High Zodiac fight, it's really 2 support, which are the 2 Galliudens, and then the 2 DPS, which are the Yacho and the Floor. So that's kind of what I'm assuming Melora is going to fit into. She's going to fit into more of a support position, unless her damage modifier off that skill 2 is really, really high, or her SP costs are really low with high modifiers. Her kit, like I said, her kit's really interesting. I agree with Cardinal right there. Her kit's really interesting because she's kind of a support DPS, if that makes sense. She lowers defense, which helps everyone else out, DPS, but then she also deals more damage once the enemy's defense is lowered. It's really interesting. Like I said, again, if you use her in High Zodiac, you're going to have to kind of know who's going to bait between her and the Floor, which can cause problems. Again, if you replace a Galliuden, you're going to actually lower a lot of your DPS at the beginning of a fight, because the Galliudens actually have insane DPS at the beginning because they get their dragon up at the very beginning. And plus those 2 buff zones with the dragon in there, there's a lot of damage. Again, those Cupid heals as well. That's where a majority of the early damage comes from in the High Zodiac fight. And you're missing out on that if you replace one of those Galliudens with a Melora. which is going to hurt the team. Again, if you can still break, that's what I'm saying. We won't be able to tell how good she is until she's actually released. If you can still break around Purgatory Prison or, right before that, that's going to be good, and I think Melora will be really good because then in the second half of the fight, Melora will add more to the team DPS simply because of her defense reduction. However, if replacing a Galunian means that you cannot break by Purgatory Prison, Melora obviously will not be used in replace of a Galunian, and instead she'll be replaced or she'll be used instead of a Yachio. Again, Yachio is not the best DPS. She's okay. Floor is where the main DPS comes from in that team. So you could replace a Yachio for a Melora. However, if Melora does not have enough DPS for herself, if she's really low personal DPS and only good team DPS, that's going to hurt her again even more because then it's only going to be one unit having all the DPS. And as you guys know, if there's only one unit doing all the DPS, that's not a really good team composition because you rely way too much on that one unit having great optimal rotations, especially if that one unit is a floor, because then the floor is probably going to have to bait. So there's a lot of ifs when it comes to Melora. Is she going to be used? Because again, you could use her in place of a Galunian. You should still be able to live with the Galunian, one Galunian Choco skill 2 at the very beginning. You should still be able to live. However, you might not have enough DPS to break on time. That's the main thing. But if you can, I think she could be used instead of that Galunian. If not, maybe Yachio. We'll have to see. Again, we just have to wait until she's released to actually accurately say if she's going to be used, which really sucks, but that's kind of the way it goes. They don't give us any modifiers, they don't give us any SP cost in this, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how things go, really. Also, it says the stats here do not include increases or decreases due to abilities, which I don't know why they had to mention that because I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. But anyways, next up we have Croissant Phoenix, which is Croissant Phoenix is what I'm just gonna call this thing, Croissant Phoenix. It's really weird. I thought this was Phoenix, like actually Phoenix for a second, and then I realized, wait a minute, this looks nothing like the actual Phoenix I know. So this is definitely not the normal Phoenix. Anyways, light 5-star dragon, meaning her competition is going to be actually just Cupid, really. There's a couple other dragons out there, but Cupid is the main one. Her dragon details: a phoenix with the power of regeneration. Though she's bubbly and strong-willed, she can also be clumsy when her mind wanders. Some believe her to be the model for the Ilian Church's sacred bird symbol, but the truth remains a mystery. That's actually really interesting. Like I said, I didn't read these details, so that's pretty interesting. Her skill deals light damage to surrounding enemies, inflict paralysis, and removes curses and poison from all allies, which is interesting. This is like I wish it healed or something instead of removing curse and poison, because I feel like that's not really going to be a useful effect. Deals light damage and paralyzes is pretty good. Paralysis is great for, of course, her abilities. Strength plus 50% and Paralyzed Punisher plus 20%. This is kind of like the Flame, like Apollo, who has Burn Punisher, and what's the other one with Poison Punisher? Pazuzu with Poison Punisher. So it's kind of like that. And we all know those two dragons are good. However, they're not as good as the standard skill damage dragons. But Light does not have a skill damage dragon yet, and we don't know if they're ever going to get one. I assume they will in the future, but we don't know if they're going to get one at all at the moment. So right now, Croissant Phoenix will be the best dragon for units like Yachio and Floor. I assume it might be too much Paralyzed Punisher stacked, so it may not. But at the moment, I believe she will be the best dragon for those two units. Now, in the exact composition at the moment, everyone runs a Cupid. So if you're running 2 Cupids on the Galudins and then 2 Croissant Phoenixes on your Yachio and on your Floor, I think that's probably going to be the optimal composition as long as nobody gets hurt. Because if you get hurt, obviously you're going to die. And Croissant Phoenix does not heal, whereas Cupid does. At the moment, there's 4 Cupids, which means everyone in the team can heal. But if you're running a Croissant Phoenix, you lose that ability to have, that backup heal, which kind of hurts. But like I said, I do think this is going to be the best dragon for Micro Gauntlet for sure. And probably for High Zodiac for those two, for Yachio and for Floor. However, like I said, you are missing out on the heal. You're missing out on the crit rate buff. There's a lot of things you're missing out on. So you have to be wary if you're using her. Yes, it's going to increase your team DPS, but you're going to lose a lot of utility that Cupid brings. So if you already have a max and binded Cupid, I would say you don't need Croissant Phoenix, and it's not worth pulling for her. But she will be good and probably best in slot for those two adventures. At least until a skill damage dragon comes out. Once a skill damage dragon comes out, we'll have to, revisit this topic of discussion. But at the moment, I do think Croissant Phoenix is going to be the best for those two. So my verdict, should you pull? Honestly, if you can already beat High Zodiac, I would say you don't need to pull. However, if you cannot beat High Zodiac, I would say wait until you know if Melora is going to be used in the optimal team composition for High Zodiac. And if she is, it's going to be worth pulling. I do recommend you throw some 10-folds at this anyway, since they are limited adventures. Plus, we don't know how good the 4-stars are going to be, like how good Zane Freed, and if there's any other 4-star, how good those will be. We'll have to wait and see once they're actually released. Like, the 4-stars that were actually on the Halloween banner, Halloween Lowen and Halloween Odetta are both actually really, really good and probably the real prizes of that banner. So we're going to have to see how good the 4-stars are once those are out, because, again, we have no information on those. But I think these two, Melora has a lot of potential to be used in High Zodiark as long as you can break on time. And then Croissant Phoenix will probably be the best in slot for Floor and for Yacho. That's kind of my real analysis on this banner. Am I going to pull? I already said earlier, I think I'm going to pull a little bit, but not too much. I'm not going to go very hard for this banner because, like I said, I do want to save my Wormite for the most part. Again, let me know if you're going to pull in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on this banner? What do you think about the leaks, if any? If you heard about them. If not, you don't want to be spoiled. Whatever. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. And until next time, have a nice trip.